Have you ever wondered what it truly means when a man's love is genuine? How it changes everything between you, especially in those intimate moments? It's a question that lingers deep inside, because we all crave a love that feels real, that shakes us to the core and makes us feel seen, valued, and safe. But genuine love isn't just about words spoken or promises made. It's about a quiet, powerful transformation that happens beneath the surface. A shift so profound that every touch, every glance, every breath in lovemaking carries a meaning far beyond the physical. When love is genuine, it rewires a man's entire being. It melts away the masks, the defenses, the need to impress or perform. Instead, it invites a raw and sacred honesty, one that builds a space where vulnerability becomes strength, and closeness isn't just a desire, but a deep, unspoken commitment. This kind of love is rare, but it exists. And understanding how it changes the way a man behaves during lovemaking is like unlocking a secret map, one that guides you to the heart of true connection. It's what makes intimacy more than just a moment of pleasure. It becomes a moment of transformation. Imagine feeling so safe, so accepted, that you don't just share your body, but your soul. Imagine knowing that every touch you receive is a silent promise of care, respect, and devotion. That is the power of genuine love. It rewires the brain, floods the body with hormones of trust and bonding, and creates a sanctuary where both partners can be fully themselves. And here's the truth. When a man truly loves, his actions in those intimate moments speak louder than any words ever could. But here's why this matters to you right now. If you've ever felt doubt, confusion, or loneliness in love, if you've questioned whether the connection you have is as deep as it should be, this understanding can change everything. It offers a path out of uncertainty and into clarity, a way to recognize what real love looks like when it's unmasked. This knowledge is not just comforting, it's empowering. It teaches you to hold a standard for yourself, to seek love that nurtures rather than drains, that builds rather than breaks down. When you know what genuine love feels like in intimacy, you'll never settle for less than that sacred connection again. And that is the first step toward transforming your love life entirely. So stay with me, because in the moments ahead, you'll discover the 5 things men only do during lovemaking when their love is truly genuine. These are not just actions, they are gateways to the kind of love that changes you, that heals you, that lifts you. You deserve to experience this. You deserve to know what it feels like to be truly loved, deeply and unconditionally. This isn't a story about fantasy. It's a call to courage, a reminder that real love is waiting, and it shows itself in ways you can feel, see, and hold on to forever. Let's uncover it together. When love is genuine, it speaks in ways that words simply cannot capture. It communicates through touch, the most ancient, profound language we have. Have you ever noticed how some touches linger longer, feel softer, or seem to carry a weight that reaches deep inside? That's not accidental. When a man truly loves, his touch becomes a deliberate, tender conversation. It's a silent message that says, I see you, I cherish you, I am here with you. Every brush of skin, every gentle hold, every purposeful stroke is charged with meaning. This is not about rushing or merely seeking pleasure. It's about connection, safety, and reverence. His hands become a bridge to your heart, and his touch a promise of devotion. Science shows us that touch releases oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding and trust. But beyond biology, this kind of touch comes from a deeper place, a place of empathy and presence. It is a form of listening without words, tuning in to every subtle shift in your energy, every sigh, every heartbeat. Genuine love awakens a sensitivity that few experience. He doesn't just reach for your body, he reaches for your soul through his hands. And you feel it because it bypasses the mind, going straight to the core of your being. This is why a loving touch feels like an embrace for your entire self, calming fears, melting walls, and igniting desire that is rooted in trust and respect. When this kind of touch happens, it transforms lovemaking into a sacred space where vulnerability can thrive. You are no longer just a body to be desired. You become someone precious, someone worthy of tenderness. And that awareness changes everything inside you. You relax, you open, and you give yourself permission to receive love fully. That's why genuine love in intimacy is never rushed or mechanical. It moves with intention and care, creating a rhythm that honors both partners equally. This is not about control or power. It's about surrender and connection. It's the dance of two souls moving in harmony, guided by the language of touch. Feeling this kind of love pushes you to raise your own standards. It challenges you to demand intimacy that goes beyond surface pleasure and taps into something real and lasting. When you experience a touch that truly sees you, you begin to understand what you deserve. Love that comforts, love that heals, love that stays. You no longer settle for moments that feel empty or disconnected because you've felt what it means to be truly held, truly cared for. This recognition becomes your compass, guiding you to seek relationships where your worth is reflected back to you in every touch, every glance, every breath shared. Remember, this kind of connection is possible for you right now. It's not reserved for fairy tales or distant dreams. When a man loves genuinely, his touch speaks volumes. Words don't need to compete with it. You can feel it deep inside your body and soul, and that feeling will awaken a hunger for love that is honest, deep, and transformative. You deserve to be held this way. You deserve to be loved with intention and care in a way that nurtures your heart and awakens your spirit. This is the power of genuine love, a power that begins in a touch and grows into a lifetime of connection. True love demands a kind of bravery few recognize, a willingness to be vulnerable in ways that feel risky yet deeply freeing. When a man's love is genuine, he doesn't hide behind masks or pretend to be perfect. Instead, he lets you see the parts of himself that are raw, imperfect, and real. This vulnerability is not weakness, it is the greatest form of strength there is. It's the courage to reveal fears, doubts, and insecurities without fearing judgment or rejection. In those intimate moments, he is not trying to impress or control, he is simply being himself, fully and honestly. This authenticity creates a powerful emotional bond that goes far beyond physical connection. It invites you into his inner world and asks you to do the same, because genuine love can only exist when two souls meet in truth. Allow yourself to feel the weight of this truth. Vulnerability in love isn't about exposing flaws to be criticized. It's about offering your whole self to someone who chooses to hold you tenderly despite, and because of, everything you are. When a man shares his true self during lovemaking, he is handing you a key to his heart and to a deeper intimacy that transcends any physical act. This moment breaks down walls that might have kept you apart before. It dissolves fear and creates space for trust to grow so profoundly that it can carry you both through challenges, misunderstandings, and fears that often surface in relationships. Recognizing this vulnerability can be transformative for you as well. It calls you to step beyond your own defenses, to allow your heart to open wider than ever before. Real love is a mirror. It reflects not only the light, but also the shadows inside you. It asks for your courage to face your own fears and imperfections, knowing that being truly seen and accepted is the most freeing experience imaginable. When you accept this invitation, you stop settling for shallow connections or guarded encounters. Instead, you begin to demand a love that invites you into full emotional presence, where honesty, acceptance, and deep respect are the foundation. This willingness to be vulnerable together reshapes intimacy itself. It shifts the focus from physical gratification to emotional depth. Every touch, every glance, every moment shared becomes a dance of openness, where fears are met with compassion and walls are replaced with bridges. Genuine love is a sanctuary, a place where both partners can show up fully, without pretense, without fear, without reservation. And the power of that shared vulnerability cannot be overstated. It ignites a flame that fuels lasting connection, healing wounds that might have been hidden for years, and inspiring growth that moves beyond the relationship into every area of life. You deserve to experience this kind of love, the kind that invites you to be fully yourself and promises to hold you there with tenderness and strength. This is not a fantasy or an unreachable ideal. It's a living, breathing possibility waiting for you to claim it. When a man loves you genuinely, his vulnerability during intimacy is a gift, a profound invitation to step into a love that is fearless, real, and transformative. Let this truth empower you. Let it challenge you to open your heart wider, to seek the depth you were made for, and to never settle for anything less than love that sees, honors, and embraces the fullness of who you are. When love is genuine, presence becomes more than a word. It becomes a living, breathing commitment to fully inhabit the moment with the person you care for most. Imagine a connection so profound that distractions fall away and nothing exists but the two of you, completely attuned and engaged. This is not a fleeting experience or a simple courtesy. It is a conscious choice to show up wholly, mind, body, and soul, without hesitation or reservation. Genuine love dissolves the noise of the outside world, the insecurities that pull us back, and the fears that whisper doubt. In its place rises a powerful focus, a magnetic energy that says, I am here and you matter more than anything else. When a man loves truly, he does not merely exist in the same room or share the same space. He immerses himself in the shared experience, making it sacred and unforgettable. The science behind presence reveals something extraordinary. When two people are fully present with each other, their brains synchronize, their breathing aligns, and a deep sense of trust and safety emerges. But this presence is not something that can be faked or forced. It requires a letting go of ego, judgment, and distraction. It demands courage to be vulnerable in the purest sense, to be seen without the filters we usually hide behind. This willingness to be present during lovemaking transforms the encounter from a physical act into a soulful exchange, where every touch and every breath carries the weight of intention. It is this quality that creates a bond so powerful, so magnetic, that it can weather storms and heal old wounds. Feel this power inside yourself, the power to recognize when presence is given and when it is withheld. Notice how your body responds when someone truly sees you, not just superficially, but with complete attention and care. That feeling is priceless because it taps into our deepest human need to be fully known and fully accepted. Genuine love fulfills this need not through grand gestures or hollow words, but through the simple yet profound act of showing up. When you demand this presence, you declare your worth. You refuse to settle for distractions or half-hearted connections. You claim a space where your heart can rest, knowing it is seen and treasured. This kind of presence nurtures emotional safety. It lets down defenses and invites honesty. It encourages a dance of give and take, where both partners feel equally valued and heard. The moments shared become more than physical. They become opportunities for healing, growth, and profound connection. When you experience this, you understand why love that is genuine feels like home. It is a sanctuary in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. It is the quiet power that restores your faith in connection and reminds you that true intimacy is never rushed or forced. You deserve this love. You deserve to be met with unwavering presence that honors every part of you, your fears, your dreams, your whole being. Don't settle for anything less than a love that shows up fully, that invests deeply, and that chooses you over and over again. When a man loves genuinely, his presence during lovemaking is an unspoken vow, a promise that in that moment and all moments to come, you are the center of his world. Let this truth awaken you to the kind of love you deserve and inspire you to seek it fiercely and fearlessly. Genuine love carries with it a quiet but unshakable commitment, one that is shown not through words alone, but through the way a man holds himself during intimacy. This commitment isn't loud or demanding, it's steady and reassuring. It's a promise whispered in every gentle touch, every protective gesture, every moment spent making sure you feel safe and cherished. When love is real, it transforms physical connection into an act of devotion. There is a subtle yet powerful shift from seeking pleasure to offering care. This shift is what distinguishes fleeting attraction from lasting love. It is the unspoken vow that says, I am here for you. I choose you over and over with my whole heart. Commitment in genuine love reveals itself in the small but profound ways a man shows up, how he respects your boundaries without question, how he takes the time to understand your needs, how he places your comfort and well-being above momentary desires. These actions speak louder than any declaration. They are the language of loyalty, a testament to a bond that runs deeper than physical chemistry or infatuation. This quiet devotion builds trust, a foundation that allows both partners to feel secure enough to surrender, to open fully, and to grow together. When a man's love is genuine, his commitment becomes a safe harbor in the unpredictable sea of life, offering steadiness and assurance even in the face of uncertainty. This kind of love challenges you to examine what you accept and what you demand from your relationships. It urges you to recognize the difference between empty promises and real, lived devotion. Too often, people settle for love that is conditional, temporary, or based on convenience. But genuine love breaks that pattern. It invites you to raise your standards, to refuse to accept anything less than a commitment that honors your worth and respects your entire being. When you understand that true love shows up not only in words but in consistent, caring actions, you begin to expect more. You begin to demand more. And that demand is not arrogance, it is self-respect, a declaration that your heart deserves the kind of love that lasts. This commitment transforms intimacy into a sacred exchange. It shifts the focus from what can be taken or received to what can be given freely and generously. When a man loves genuinely, every moment of closeness becomes a chance to demonstrate his devotion, to nurture your soul, and to reinforce the bond between you. Is an act of worship, not in a religious sense, but as a profound honoring of your personhood, your desires, and your vulnerabilities. This is the kind of love that heals old wounds, builds resilience, and inspires growth both individually and as a couple. You are worthy of this love, the love that is steady, unwavering, and deeply committed. Do not settle for anything less than a connection where devotion is shown through every action, every touch, every moment of intimacy. Genuine love is a promise kept quietly but powerfully, and when you find it, you will feel it ripple through your entire being. Let this truth ignite your courage to seek and embrace a love that is not just felt but lived every day in every moment forever. When love is genuine, it speaks a language beyond words, a language of intention, presence, and profound respect that resonates deeply within the soul. This love is not hurried or distracted, it moves with a deliberate rhythm, tuned into the unique heartbeat of the person it cherishes. In moments of intimacy, a man who truly loves does not seek to conquer or possess. Instead, he seeks to understand and to honor the sacredness of the connection you share. This honoring is expressed in his attentiveness, not just to the physical, but to your emotions, your boundaries, and your unspoken needs. Every gesture becomes a testament to the reverence he holds for you as a whole being, not just an object of desire. True love in intimacy is a sacred act of mutual respect. It creates a space where both partners feel valued and heard, where vulnerability is met with kindness, and where every touch is an affirmation of worth. This respect is deeply rooted in empathy, the ability to feel with you, to sense your feelings and respond not out of obligation but from genuine care. It is the recognition that love is not about control or domination, but about partnership. When a man's love is authentic, he moves with a grace that says, "I am here to support you, to cherish you, and to make you feel safe." This kind of respect builds trust so profound that it allows both of you to let go of fear and fully embrace intimacy on your terms. Respect in genuine love also means honoring your individuality. It recognizes that you are a complex, whole person with your own dreams, fears, and desires. It refuses to shrink or diminish who you are in order to fit a mold. Instead, it celebrates your uniqueness, encouraging you to be fully yourself without apology or compromise. This kind of love does not seek to change you or control your choices. It supports your growth and stands beside you as you evolve. In intimacy, this respect is felt as a tender acceptance, a deep appreciation for all the layers that make you who you are. It's the kind of love that frees you to express yourself fully, knowing you will be met with understanding rather than judgment. Feeling this level of respect during intimacy transforms not only the moment but the entire relationship. It dissolves insecurity and replaces it with confidence, a confidence that arises from knowing you are truly valued for all that you bring. It challenges you to let go of relationships that demand you hide parts of yourself or settle for less than you deserve. This awareness becomes a beacon, guiding you toward connections where respect is foundational, where love is not just a feeling but an active choice to honor and protect the other person's heart and soul. You deserve to experience this kind of love, love that listens deeply, moves with intention, and holds you in unwavering respect. Don't settle for anything less than a connection that celebrates your full humanity, that cherishes your presence, and that honors your boundaries as sacred. When genuine love is present, respect becomes the heartbeat of intimacy, the quiet force that sustains connection through every challenge and every triumph. Let this truth empower you to seek a love that honors you fully, a love that nurtures your soul and inspires you to grow into the fullest version of yourself. When love is genuine, it manifests in the unspoken commitment to emotional safety, the sacred space where vulnerability can breathe without fear. This safety is not a passive condition. It is actively created and fiercely protected. It is the invisible shield that wraps around your heart when a man loves truly, allowing you to lower your defenses and reveal the parts of yourself that are often hidden. Emotional safety in intimacy means feeling seen and accepted, not judged or criticized. It is the foundation upon which trust is built and where real connection takes root. Without this safety, love remains fragile, tentative, and incomplete. But with it, love flourishes, grows stronger, and transforms into something unbreakable. Imagine how it feels when you're in a space where your emotions are honored, where your fears, your desires, your insecurities can be shared openly and met with compassion. Genuine love insists on this level of openness because it knows that true intimacy cannot exist without it. This kind of love creates an environment where both partners can be fully themselves without the fear of rejection. It is a powerful invitation to drop the masks and meet each other with raw honesty. This vulnerability, met with empathy and care, deepens the bond far beyond physical pleasure or fleeting passion. It invites healing and growth, reminding you that you are safe to be imperfect, to stumble and to rise again. Emotional safety challenges the cultural myths that equate vulnerability with weakness. It redefines strength as the courage to be open, to communicate honestly, and to hold space for each other's emotional realities. When a man loves genuinely, he does not shy away from difficult emotions or uncomfortable conversations. Instead, he embraces them as opportunities to deepen understanding and connection. This creates a cycle of trust that becomes the bedrock of lasting intimacy. You begin to recognize the difference between relationships that provoke anxiety and fear, and those that cultivate peace and acceptance. Emotional safety becomes your compass, guiding you toward love that nourishes your spirit rather than depletes it. This commitment to emotional safety also empowers you to set clear boundaries without guilt or fear. It teaches you that protecting your emotional well-being is not selfish, but necessary for authentic connection. When a man truly loves, he honors these boundaries because he understands that your emotional health is vital to the relationship's strength. This respect for boundaries creates a dynamic where both partners feel empowered, respected, and free to express their needs. It dissolves the pressure to perform or conform and replaces it with a sense of mutual care and respect. Emotional safety becomes the sanctuary where love can unfold in its purest, most transformative form. You deserve to be loved in a way that feels safe, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You deserve a love that invites you to be fully present, fully yourself, without fear of judgment or rejection. When genuine love prioritizes emotional safety, it opens the door to a connection that heals, inspires, and endures. Let this truth awaken your inner strength and guide you to seek relationships where your heart is protected and cherished. This is the power of love done right, a love that holds you tenderly and fiercely, always safe, always real. Love that is genuine moves beyond the surface to embrace a profound sense of connection, a connection that is felt not only in the body, but in the deepest parts of the mind and soul. This connection transcends physical acts and enters the realm of shared energy, a powerful exchange where two hearts beat in harmony. When a man truly loves, he is attuned to this subtle current, sensing not just your words or actions, but the unspoken emotions beneath them. This attunement is a sacred gift, one that creates a silent dialogue, rich with meaning and understanding. It is the kind of connection that makes you feel seen, not just as a person, but as a soul worthy of deep care and attention. This emotional attunement is more than empathy. It is a full immersion into the experience of the other. It requires presence, patience, and an open heart willing to receive and respond without judgment or distraction. When genuine love is present, it cultivates a space where both partners can explore the depths of their feelings without fear of misunderstanding or dismissal. This creates a profound sense of safety that encourages openness and authenticity. The result is a connection that nourishes both partners, enriching not only moments of intimacy but every aspect of life shared together. To experience this kind of connection is to awaken a dormant part of yourself, the part that craves belonging and true understanding. It touches a fundamental human need to be not only loved but deeply known. Genuine love meets this need by tuning in to the subtle rhythms of your emotions, recognizing when you need comfort, encouragement, or simply to be held in silence. This connection moves beyond words and becomes a language of touch, breath, and presence. It transforms lovemaking from a physical act into a sacred exchange where both hearts communicate in a way that transcends ordinary conversation. When you feel this connection, it ignites a sense of wholeness and belonging that many spend a lifetime searching for. It reminds you that you are not alone, that someone is willing to meet you where you are, fully and without reservation. This awareness challenges you to seek relationships that honor this level of depth, that value the unseen bonds as much as the visible ones. It encourages you to let go of relationships that settle for surface-level interaction, and to instead claim the kind of love that invites you to dive deep and emerge transformed. You deserve to be connected in this way, beyond appearances, beyond words, beyond expectation. You deserve a love that listens not just to what you say, but to what your heart is truly expressing. When genuine love attunes itself to your soul, it creates a powerful, unbreakable bond that sustains you through life's challenges and triumphs. Let this truth inspire you to seek and nurture connections that honor your deepest self, that cherish your presence, and that celebrate the sacred rhythm of two hearts beating as one. This is the essence of love at its highest form, deep, true, and everlasting. True love demands vulnerability, not as a fleeting act of bravery, but as a constant willingness to expose the rawest parts of oneself without fear of rejection or shame. This vulnerability is the cornerstone of deep intimacy because it dismantles the walls we build to protect ourselves, allowing genuine connection to flourish. When a man's love is real, he does not hide behind facades or armor. Instead, he steps forward with an open heart, ready to be seen fully and to see you in the same light. This kind of vulnerability requires immense courage, yet it is also the most profound expression of trust and respect one person can offer another. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is the strength to be imperfect, to admit fears and insecurities, and to share them without reservation. It creates a space where both partners can be authentically themselves without pretending or performing. This openness ignites a powerful emotional bond, breaking down loneliness and isolation and replacing them with connection and belonging. When a man shows this level of vulnerability in lovemaking, it signals that his love is genuine because he is willing to risk everything, the pain, the uncertainty, the possibility of heartbreak, just to be close to you in truth. This is not about perfection, it's about honesty, raw and unfiltered. In this space, intimacy becomes a sacred exchange of souls, not just bodies. It invites both partners to lay down their defenses and meet each other with tenderness and acceptance. Vulnerability allows love to deepen because it reveals the humanity behind the desire. It shows that love is not just a feeling to be experienced, but a commitment to be lived with all its complexities and contradictions. This kind of openness encourages healing, growth, and transformation. It challenges you to release old wounds and to embrace the possibility that true love can hold even your darkest fears and deepest scars without judgment. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable also means embracing uncertainty, the unknown future of love, the risks involved in opening your heart. Genuine love requires this leap of faith because it recognizes that control is an illusion and that true connection thrives in surrender. When a man loves deeply, he accepts this uncertainty, choosing to trust in the bond rather than in guarantees. This trust becomes a powerful force that propels the relationship forward even in moments of doubt or difficulty. It teaches you that love is not about perfect conditions, but about choosing each other despite imperfections, fears, and challenges. You deserve a love where vulnerability is welcomed and celebrated. A love that invites you to be wholly yourself without fear of abandonment or rejection. When genuine love embraces vulnerability, it creates an unbreakable foundation of trust, intimacy, and freedom. Let this truth inspire you to seek relationships where you can lower your walls and reveal your true self, knowing that you will be met with compassion and care. Vulnerability is the doorway to the deepest connection possible, the gateway to a love that transforms and transcends. Embrace it and open yourself to the extraordinary power of love lived fully and fearlessly. When love is genuine, it manifests in the unwavering presence that refuses to be distracted or divided. Presence is more than simply being physically near. It is a profound state of awareness and engagement that saturates every moment shared together. A man who loves truly does not allow his mind to wander to worries, distractions, or external pressures when he is with you. Instead, he brings his full attention and energy, making you feel undeniably important and cherished. This kind of presence creates a powerful emotional resonance, where the ordinary transforms into something extraordinary because it is shared with undivided focus and care. Presence in love means showing up fully, not just in body, but in mind and spirit. It means listening deeply, seeing clearly, and responding authentically. This creates an unspoken bond of trust where you feel safe to express your true self without fear of being overlooked or dismissed. When a man is truly present during intimacy, he is attuned to your needs and feelings, responding with sensitivity and intention. This attentiveness makes you feel valued not just as a partner, but as a unique individual worthy of complete attention and respect. The power of presence lies in its ability to make you feel truly seen and heard, awakening a profound sense of connection that words alone cannot capture. In a world filled with distractions and constant demands, the gift of presence becomes a rare and precious form of love. It is an act of devotion to the here and now, a conscious decision to prioritize the relationship above all else in that moment. This level of focus deepens intimacy by fostering emotional closeness and diminishing feelings of loneliness or neglect. When you experience this kind of love, it challenges you to raise your own standards, to expect and demand relationships where you are fully valued and where distractions are set aside in favor of genuine connection. Presence also invites mindfulness, a heightened awareness of the sensations, emotions, and rhythms that unfold during intimacy. It transforms lovemaking into a shared meditation where both partners become attuned to each other's energy, breathing, and movements. This mindful connection fosters a deeper sense of unity, where boundaries dissolve and you merge into a shared experience that transcends the physical. This is love at its most sacred, a space where both hearts are fully engaged and where the dance of intimacy becomes a language of profound communion. You deserve to be loved with this kind of presence, a love that refuses to be half-hearted or distracted, that chooses you completely in every moment. Genuine love demands this full-hearted engagement because it knows that true connection cannot exist without it. When a man is truly present, he offers you the gift of being fully known and fully loved. Let this truth empower you to seek and nurture relationships where presence is honored, where your worth commands full attention, and where love unfolds with depth, clarity, and intention. This is the transformative power of love lived in the present, real, raw, and deeply alive.